Hey, look. I got a little collection now.
Oh, show the camera.
Nice.
Do you have the other one?
Nice.
Do you have the other one on there?
No, I don't have the other one.
Oh. What is up? Welcome back to Just Offside, the weekly MLS show where we take your comments and talk about it. My name is Louis.
And I'm Mikey.
And before we get into this week's action, let's talk about your comments. Usi says, nice video, boys. Thank you, my dude. Appreciate the support. Love the comment.
Thanks for the love, man.
Thomas 8-Man Games says, being a TFC supporter, so some bias to it, I love Giovinco as much as any other person, but it was time for TFC to move on from him. Pozuelo's going to fill VV shoes more than Gio. Gio was unique, and our younger talent is starting to work well and get goals. I think TFC moving away from Gio was a better move than they had done in a long time. First off, I don't know who VV is, and I might just be ignorant in this, and I probably can't think about it right this second. It's been a long day of recording stuff. But, yeah, I agree with you, Thomas, 8-Man Games. I think TFC's looking pretty great overall in Pozuelo. And like we talked about last week, he absolutely killed it.
And my best friend, Sebastian Gomez, says, no reason for Cincinnati to get upset about anything. They should be happy for how well the team is. It could be a lot worse. At least they're not behind New England in the standings. And he ends off by writing hashtag SaveATL. Facts.
No, but get to the next comment. This is one I was excited about.
Nah, homie, Atlanta has won Jack Poopy. Jack Poopy. Sick of not seeing goals. Mika, come on, dude. Speak up for the people in the back.
Yeah, Mika, speak up, bro.
All right, man. I let you disrespect me a couple times. This is like the fourth time now. We gotta stop.
No, keep it going. Come up with a new nickname for our next week. I love it. So far, we've got Mickey, Mika. What do you want us to call Michael from now on?
Come on, dude. Like, I could take you out to lunch. We could talk about this. We could get over our problem.
Hey, bro, offering up a date isn't going to help, okay?
You never know.
And lastly, our boy, Brad Jr., another week, another comment from our friend here. Since you guys are Revs fans, we should do a shot glass challenge where the loser of the next game sends a shot glass to the winner. It would help me with how the season is going for me. Bro, we both support bad clubs right now. If we were to do that, we would be drunk every week. But thank you for always commenting, Brad Jr. We love the support you give us every week. Really appreciate it.
Good man.
And moving along to this week's action. What an interesting weekend in the MLS it was. A couple of empty stadiums over in New York. Some weird stuff happening in that New York City FC game with the field basically tearing open. It was very dangerous.
A lot of dirt.
Weird. But yeah, some full stadiums. So it was an interesting week of action. Well, kicking us off this week with the biggest game of the weekend, DC United hosting LAFC. This was a contest between the two hottest teams in the MLS. Both teams have looked phenomenal going into this game.
And prior to this game, DC only let up 1 goal in 4 games, so
things were looking good. Both teams were looking very confident going into this game, and unfortunately, the wheels fell off the bus very quickly for DC United. Within the first couple minutes, actually, there was a penalty given.
Yep.
Carlos Vela had it saved from Bill Hamid, and then Carlos Vela hit the post twice.
literally.
But not long after, he would score after hitting the post twice with a very nice curler with his left foot around Bill Hamid. He didn't really have much of a chance. It was a very good goal. And quite frankly, I am running out of words to describe Carlos Vela. It's another week, another phenomenal performance from him. I'm running out of things to say about him.
And it's kind of become like his signature goal now. I don't know.
It's like a left foot curler.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, man.
Literally.
7 goals and 4 assists in 5 games. This man is leading both of those categories in all of MLS. And that is astounding.
He's on fire.
He is basically an inferno. But this week's Man of the Match honors goes to Diego Rossi. The young Uruguayan stole the show with his own hat trick. His first goal came from an outside of the boot cross from Carlos Vela. It was exquisitely done. Diego Rossi just basically poked it in. It was a good center forwards poachers kind of goal. Like he was in the right place at the right time, made the right run, and the right cross came to him. And then not to be outdone by Carlos Vela's curling shot, Diego Rossi had his own curler. On his right foot this time, similar kind of thing. Beautiful shot right around Bill Hamid to make it 3-0 for LAFC before halftime. And that was astounding already. It was like the 31st minute, and all of a sudden, DC are down 3-0.
Literally. And you got to think about it like this. DC didn't let up many goals.
They let up 1 before this game, and within 30 minutes, they're down 3-0?
And it gets worse for them, though.
It does indeed. Shortly after halftime, Waza loses the ball and apparently loses his head and just dives in for the most grotesque tackle that I've seen in a while.
He was initially given a yellow,
which was baffling, eh?
But VAR came in, stepped in, and gave him a red, and he pretty much knew. He was already taking off his captain's armband as soon as the ref was coming back to him. Kind of knew he lost his head on it.
Yeah, I mean, and like, I don't even get it. Like, Rooney, like, literally jumped off the ground, both feet, like a flying scissor kick kind of tackle. Like, it was bad.
It's kind of like Rooney woke up in the morning and is like, hey, today I'm going to be an MMA fighter.
For real, yo. Conor McGregor, chill out.
Literally.
Rossi, like you said, was the one on the receiving end of that tackle. Responded in a big, big way, scoring LAFC's fourth to seal the deal, seal the win, and cap off a great evening for LAFC away from home. LAFC are now clearly the team to beat in MLS. They are separating themselves from everybody else with their play and just the way that their team has been clicking. So
I know we've spoken a lot about them. We've spoken highly of them. But this goes out and shows you what we meant. They are the real deal.
And the numbers don't lie. The numbers do not lie. These guys are on one this season. But DC United supporters, why were LAFC so dominant over you guys even before the red card happened? What wasn't clicking for DC that seemed to have been working every game prior to this? What was the cause of the meltdown, I guess? Moving along to a game that genuinely surprised me with how entertaining it was, Colorado Rapids versus Orlando City. Two teams that have generally been kind of trash for a while. Who would have thunk that they would have had such a fun game between them? 7 goals scored overall, and new Orlando man Nani finally got on the score sheet for his new club and was looking good the whole game. He scored the first and the last goal for Orlando as they won out 4-3 over Colorado. But the game was super tight. This game was electric, back and forth, goals left and right. The first one coming from Kai Kamara, who picked up a loose header and buried it home. Another good center forward goal.
Another good striker that the Revs had that left.
Which is very interesting considering no one in New England's strike department has even scored a goal this season. So, kudos to Kai Kamara, I guess. And then Nani, off of a cross, rose up like a salmon coming out of the stream and headed one home to equalize for Orlando City. And from there, they just traded goals back and forth, changing the lead. And then, end of the game, penalty, Nani steps up, calmly slots it home.
That's the captain. He knows what he's doing.
But yeah, overall, good game for Orlando. Pretty good game for Colorado. Like, it was a good game. Bringing Orlando to 2-2-2 on the season, which kind of better than I expected. I mean, this win brought Orlando to 2-2-2 on the season, which just generally surprised me. That's a good amount of points for this Orlando team that I wasn't expecting much of this season.
Some good DP signings, so let's hope they can keep up their form. See where they end up.
Orlando City supporters, how excited are you about the addition of Nani? Do you think he can propel your club forward? What is in store for you guys this season?
And for our next game, going north of the border, we travel to Vancouver, where the Whitecaps hosted LA Galaxy for what was going to be another entertaining game. And Vancouver started off the game hot, straight into attacking football, and they ended up getting a penalty in the first 45 seconds of the game. But luckily for the Galaxy, Ali Adnan tried to be cheeky, went for Panenka, which David Bingham stopped, and you kind of got to think about it. 45 seconds in, you kind of want to get off with a lead, and you're going to do that.
What a wasted chance.
Literally.
What a wasted chance. Did he not realize that we were scoring Panenkas last week? You missed your boat, bro.
Dude, come on. Get the goal in, get your team on the front foot, and now look at you.
And he looked even worse because the Galaxy would win out 2-0 over Vancouver.
Eber got a goal. Eber got an assist. Eber can do it all.
Eber put on a show, but not everybody was happy about the Swedish superstars' play during the game. The BC Place crowd, the, Vancouver Whitecaps home support, were cheering on Zlatan Ibrahimovic, a player on the opposing team. Felipe Martins, a player on the Whitecaps, was interviewed at halftime from their MLS-centric reporter going, "Oh my God, with all this star power here, how much fun is this game?" And he goes, "I think this is kind of sad. It's for him and it should be for us because we are playing home. It doesn't matter who comes here. You got to come to support us and cheer harder than ever for us, not for the opponent. I think that's the way we should be." So Felipe Martins was not having it. He wasn't liking the leading question by this reporter. And quite frankly, he was totally in the right, in my opinion, to call out the supporters at BC Place for going to a Whitecaps game in Vancouver, but cheering for the opposing team.
Who does that?
Like, okay, I get it. The MLS is built around superstars, and that's what drives in the traffic. But imagine being a player who's taking it super seriously. That is your job. You're a professional soccer player. You're going there to play, and your home crowd doesn't even support you? How bogus is that?
Felipe Martins, kudos to you, because a lot of players don't say that.
And also, fuck that reporter for making that question. It's not all about Zlatan. There's a game being played. When you forget that there's an actual sport being played and you start trying to play just to the star power, like, the dude's in the middle of a game. It's halftime. It's not the end of the game. Why are you asking him about how much fun it is to play against his opponent?
I don't even think players should have to do a halftime interview. That's ridiculous.
Absolutely. Like, why? It's in the middle of the game. Why, you're going to stop the momentum and be like, well, yeah, you know.
Hey, how's the weather today? Like, what are you doing? They don't want to talk right now.
They probably have so much going through their mind. They have a second half they have to prepare for. Why are you breaking their concentration? I don't know. It feels silly to me. But what do you think? Are we being harsh? Do you think that it's okay for Vancouver's fans to support Zlatan? How do you guys feel about the situation? And Vancouver supporters, how pissed off are you at Adnan for trying that Panenka when he could have been putting your team up 1-0 and you probably could have avoided another costly loss at home?
And staying in Canada for our next game, we travel to BMO Field, where Toronto FC hosted the Chicago Fire.
And man, it looks like Josie's back for real. On the score sheet again this game, assisted by Pozuelo.
You know that's our guy.
And it's good to see them link up for Toronto and get that firepower rolling.
But Chicago had some other plans, and holy shit, CJ Sapong, what was that? That brilliant first touch to bring the ball down. Even better chip over the keeper to equalize it. I am telling you right now, what he did is not real.
We take our hats off? Hats off to CJ Sapong?
But the game ended 2-2 with both sides splitting the points.
And Chicago Fire supporters, how do you feel about the news of a possible move back to Soldier Field in the city of Chicago and the new rebranding? It seems like they might be getting rid of the Fire name and they might just be going with Chicago City FC. How are you feeling about this potential rebrand? Do you think moving the team back to the actual city of Chicago will save your franchise? Because clearly you can't sustain it with only 11 people going to your games.
Exactly.
Oh, hey, Atlanta United didn't drop points this week.
Because they didn't play this week.
Exactly.
Hey, at least it was a good week for them then.
Cheers on, brothers. Moving along to our next game, the Columbus Crew hosted the New England Revolution, and I knew it was too good to be true. After getting their first win of the season last week, the New England Revolution reverted back to old ways and dropped a big old stinker against Columbus.
They were like, oh, you guys didn't want to be disappointed this week.
Too bad. Michael Mancian gets sent off, and the highest paid defender in MLS proves his worth once again.
Still looking like a clown.
With that win, though, Columbus did leapfrog DC into first place in the East, and they look quietly to be putting together one of their better starts to a season. They're looking quietly good. People aren't talking about them as much as LAFC or DC, but quietly putting up the results.
You know, they're just flying under the radar.
Huge. Another big game of this weekend was FC Cincinnati hosting Sporting Kansas City. Sporting Kansas City coming off of that 7-1 win over Montreal, and FC Cincy being back home in front of that amazing, beautiful crowd, full of orange, a lot of people at this game, and both sides look to go after it.
Kind of up and down week for Sporting Kansas City leading up to this. Karma kind of got him back after the 7-1, and they got walloped midweek by Monterrey 5-0. That had to hurt, but they were looking to bounce back.
And honestly, it's a little sad to see that no matter how much progress we make here in MLS, we can't seem to make a dent in the CONCACAF Champions League. So MLS teams, do better. It's ridiculous. Pumping Montreal Impact 7-1, great and all, but it's not going to cut it on the continental stage, unfortunately. Yeah. But back to this game. Both teams were looking for it. Both teams coming off of disappointing results wanted to get their seasons back in order. And unfortunately, they split the points. Both teams did look good, though. The crowd was always, again, amazing for FC Cincinnati. It's genuinely astounding to see how much you guys support your club. I love seeing that. And straight up, good on you guys.
It literally makes people happy to see that. That's what I wish Revs supporters were like, to be honest. But, I don't even want to get back into the refs' problems around here.
Oh, Mikey, that was a good one, dude. Good joke, bro. And moving along to the most shocking result of the weekend. Well, I guess it depends on how you look at it, right? San Jose hosting the Portland Timbers. Two clubs that were in utter shambles before this game. And probably both clubs are continuing to be in utter shambles, but one of them got a win.
Hey, it's kind of like, we just cleaned it up a little bit this week. Next week we'll be back at it.
Portland Timbers suffered another humiliating loss. San Jose put 3 past them. San Jose has been the whipping boy of this year's MLS, yet they were able to put 3 past the Portland Timbers. And our guy, Tommy Thompson, before the game came out and said that this game was going to be different, and he backed his words up because they were able to put 3 past Portland, which unfortunately everybody seems to be able to do this year.
Portland's looking like hot garbage right now.
I saw a really crazy stat for this game, though. It said that San Jose hadn't won a game in 220 days. That is 2/3 of a year. That is a long time.
Well, I'm happy for San Jose because, boy, they needed that. Our guy, Chris Wondolowski, didn't play, so he didn't get a chance to go after Landon Donovan's record again, so still no goal from him.
That stinks. Your team finally wins a game and scores goals, and you don't play. Damn.
Hey, he was being supportive, though. He was out there clapping. Good for you, Chris. Good for you.
But yeah, San Jose went away with 3 points. Portland went away with a lot of disappointment, and they have to reflect on their lives and wonder why they are so bad after making the MLS Cup final last year.
I bet you their team ride home is not fun.
Probably not. But alrighty, guys, there you have it. This week's episode, a little bit of a shorter, more rushed episode because, unfortunately, this is our last episode for about 2 weeks. I am leaving on vacation tomorrow. Unfortunately, I'm gone for 2 weeks. I will be in Spain, but I will be recording some content while I'm over there, going to a couple games, hopefully. So check out the channel while I am away, and there will be more content coming. We do apologize. We know we just came back off of a hiatus. We just came back of a hiatus for 4 months, and, please don't go too far. We'll be back in 2 weeks, we promise. We do have episodes of the podcast coming out if you need your fix of us guys talking about soccer, and there will be some more content coming out. But yes, please keep it tuned in 2 weeks.
Don't forget to comment below. Let us know what you think about this week in MLS.
But we are going to do something very interesting for these next 2 weeks. The best and funniest comment that you guys leave on this video, we will send you some of our Trebl products. Stickers. We have a really cool pullover. Here, hold on. I'm going to grab our mannequin.
Grab our boy.
But yeah, this is Manny. His bulge is near our face. Funniest comment will get either a pullover or a pair of joggers in your size. But leave your comments. The funniest one, we will send you a care package with stickers and cool stuff. And yeah.
And Sebastian Gomez, that doesn't mean make more fun of me.
It does. Make more fun of Mikey.
I'm going to veto it, and you're not going to get anything.
Make sure you're following us on all of our social medias at Trebl Soccer so you can always stay in loop for all the things going on with us. And again, we wish you a great week. Good luck to all of the MLS teams over the next 2 weeks, and we'll be back in very, very shortly with another amazing episode of Just Offside.